Hey guys, it's Jason with the Boardgame Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at another new game from Dr. Finn's Games called Alpujarras. Alpujarras or Alpujarras. I'm not actually sure how you pronounce it, so I'm probably going to keep saying it Alpujarras throughout the video because that's what I think it should be. From Dr. Finn's Games, plays 1 to 4 players, about 60 minutes probably. It's not super long. And what you're doing in this is you're taking on the role of a different faction of farmers, and you're trying to grow some fruit, sell some fruits to the town, and just be the best farmer that you can be in this region. Essentially what this game is area control, action selection, pick up and deliver, resource management game. There's a lot of stuff that I just said, but this packages it up into a nice tight little package. So let's go down to the table, see how it all plays out. All right, so here's a game of Alpujarras, all set up for 3 players. To set up, first thing you're gonna do is put the board out in the middle. You're gonna put this track around the outside based on the number of players. So I have the 2 or 3 side track up, which you can see based on these 3 boxes here. It's a 2 or 3 player game. There's a 4 player side that's outlined in green, so we're not using that side. Then what you're going to do is you're going to randomly put a mule for each player on the starting spaces, and then you're going to put out the 5 gold cards. They're 2-sided, so you can pick whichever side you want here. Separate out all the norias, the fruit, the dirhams, I think is how they're called, the money, and over here each player will take all of their pieces and one of these turn order cards and symbol cards, so you kind of know what's going on. And then what you're going to do is, based on the number of players, you're going to have a certain number of tokens out on each of the cities. So in this case, I've already done that. If ever a city has less than 3 of the fruits, so like if I only had, if I had 3 lemons and a cherry, I would have to switch that out because you need to have 3 of different colors. So I've done that. Then you're going to put a random bonus in each of the fields, which I've already done as well. There's a green side and a red side, and the game is completely set up. One more thing, you're also going to put some random harvest goods in this bag here, which we'll be drawing out when we do some irrigation. So what this game is this is an area control game, kind of, with the little takedo mechanism where you can move as far on the track as you would like, take the action, but you can never move backwards. The game is going to end when all 3 of the players have hit the end of the track here. Whoever has the most money at the end of the game is the winner. Now, what you're going to do on your turn, starting with the mule that's farthest back, you're going to move forward and you're going to take an action. The actions are pretty straightforward. You're going to put farmers on a field. So, if green went here, they would take 2 of their farmers, either put it on the same field and take one of the goods in the field, so they could take orange, grape, or cherry with one of them. And then they could take orange, grape, or cherry with the other one. But you can't take 2 of the same goods because there has to be 2 fields in that, or 2 farms in that field that produce the same thing, which could happen with some irrigation, but that's not the case at the beginning. So putting farmers down is how you're going to collect fruit. You're going to get noria, which are these little gears here. You're going to be able to turn those in to exchange some goods, move some workers, place some workers, and get some points. Some of them are going to give you irrigation. Irrigation is how you're going to get additional farms into each of the farmland area, or gain some points if you put in one of the straight pieces. Or you may be putting a worker in a specific color. So this one, you can see it's going to put a farmer in the orange color. You can see by the crest here. So that is the game. Now, what we're going to be doing on your turn, move, take the thing. So let's go ahead and get started. So green will be first because they're the farthest back on the track. So let's go ahead and do that. So we are going to take the green, and they're going to go here. So they're going to put 2 farmers down. They're going to get a noria. So they'll take their gear, and then they're going to put 2 farmers down. And I think they want to start working towards the goal. So you can look up here. The goal is to have one. In order to get these 3 points, you need to have one of each different type of fruit. So let's go 1 here and 1 here, and I'll take a grape and a lemon. So I'll take a grape and a lemon, and now I have those in my supply. And that's the turn. Then it'll be red because they're farthest, the next farthest back. They're going to go ahead and go here and just put 2 farmers down. And they're going to start working on trying to get tokens, completing goods of the same type. So let's see, let's start working on, I think we're going to start working on cherries. So we'll go here for a cherry, and we'll go here for a cherry. So 2 cherries. All right, then it's yellow's turn. They're going to go ahead and go up here. They're just going to irrigate, because I'm going to kind of want to show you all the action. So what they're going to, no, they're not, they're going to go here. 2 people and irrigation. So they're going to put their 2 people down, and they'll put 1 here and 1 here. And I'll tell you why that's important in a second. And they're going to take an apple and orange. Okay, so they take the apple and orange. Now they're going to put down some irrigation. When you put down irrigation, you have to either start it next to a water source or next to another irrigation tile. So we're going to do that. They're going to put 1 right here. When you do that, there's a couple things that happen. First, you're going to draw a tile out of the bag. It's going to be a new farm. And then you're going to get that good as long as you have a farmer in that field, which they do. So they're going to get an orange. Then what's going to happen is you're going to get Noria based on adjacent fields of where you have the fewest farmers. So in this case, we have 1 on both, so we would get 1 Noria. If you had 0, you get 0, so on and so forth. And that's their turn. Just to show you some other actions, red's going to go ahead and go here. They're going to take a Noria and 2 coins. And they have 1 Noria. They don't want to switch anything right now. So that's their turn. Then it goes to green. Green's going to do an irrigation tile. So they're going to do, ooh, tricky. They'll do, yuck. None of these. That's fine. They'll just put this one down right here. Draw a new tile. And then they would get Norias. They would get a fruit if they were in that field, which they do not. And they'll get Norias based on the adjacents. They have 0, so they get no Norias. So that doesn't really help them out, but that's fine. Then we'll go to yellow. Yellow will go here, place 2 workers down. And they will go, what are they collecting? Let's get orange. So they'll go here for an orange. And they'll go here for an orange. Okay. Oh no. Got it. All right, so they have orange. All right, then green is going to go ahead and go to the market. So let's just make them all go. So we'll show what happens here. So there's 2 special actions where everybody can go, and that's market and harvest. So I'm going to show you the market, then I'm going to go straight to the harvest, and then you've kind of seen everything that the game has, the actions that you can get. So during a market, you have a couple options. You can sell your goods for a tile. The way that works is you're going to take one of your farmers in that area, in the farmland, move it to the city, turn in the resources of the number on here, and then they're going to be worth points at the end of the game. So green went first. So they have a yellow and a purple. Where is green? Can they do anything? Probably not. That's a mismanaged turn. So they cannot deliver because you need to have 2 of the same fruit. And they need to be in an area where they have the same guy. So they cannot deliver anything. So that's their turn. They would go there. They would move their farmer. They would deliver the fruit, and they would take a tile. They cannot do that. So let's go ahead and move to red. Can red do it? Let's see. Where's red? Red cannot deliver either because they only... Oh, yeah, they can. So let's do it. They're going to spend a Noria to change 1 fruit to something else. So they're going to change an orange to an apple. And then they are going to move their red guy into this city. Take this 2 apple tile. Trade 2 apples. And they have scored those points. Then it will be yellow's turn. And they're going to... Oh, shoot. That was yellow. Dang it. So that'll be yellow. Sorry, that's what yellow did. So red has 2 cherries. And they can't do anything. They cannot do anything. Yeah, so red cannot take an action because they're done as well, because they are not in an area where they can spend cherries. All right, so yellow was the only person that got to do anything. So that's market. Then after that, you're going to keep moving the same way that you've been doing. But I want to show you how harvest works as well. So let's go say everybody's ended down here in the harvest. This is where you're going to go. When you get to harvest, you do a couple things. You're going to look at all the areas where you have a majority. And in a 3-player game, if it's a tie, you have the majority. And it only, like, multiple people can have majorities. It's when it's your turn, you look and see where you had the majority. Well, also, when yellow delivered over here, they would also get this bonus of being able to put another worker down, which they will put down in here, and they'll take an orange. Whenever you deliver and there's a token, you get the bonus. If it's on red, it will get removed from the game. So now we're at harvesting. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at the board and you're gonna see who has the majority. So we'll start with red. Red has the majority here because they're the only one in there. So they're going to get the main good of this field, which is cherries. So red will get a cherry. Then they'll look and see if they have anywhere else. They are also tied over here, so they're gonna get an apple. Then they're gonna be able to complete a goal. The way you complete a goal is you're gonna look up here and see if you've met any of these criteria. So 5 different fruits, 2 farmers in 2 different fields, 2 farmers in 2 different towns, 3 of the same delivery tokens, so that player would need to have 3 apples, and 1 delivery token of a value 2, 3, 4, and 5. So they don't have any of those, they cannot complete a goal. Then we'll go to yellow. They'll do the same thing. So they have majority here, so they will get an orange. They have majority here, so they'll get a grape. You can only ever have 5 of the same fruit or 5 norias, so there is a limit to what you can hold. They have majority here, so they will get an apple. And they have majority here, so they will get a lemon. So that was a pretty good thing for them. All right, so now they want to look up here to see if they can complete any of these goals. Do they have any noria? They do not have any noria. Dang, that stinks for them. Now let's say they went here and got a noria first, because I want to show you how you can put a goal. So they have a noria. They're going to cash that noria in. They're going to change this into fruit, a cherry, and then they're going to score a goal. So because they did all things, you're also allowed to score a goal. So they're going to come here. They have 1 of each type of fruit: cherry, orange, grape, lemon, and apple. So they put their farmer up here to represent that they've gotten those points, and they take 3 points. And that is that. And that's how you're going to keep playing. You're going to keep going till everybody's gone all the way around. And when you get to the end, that's going to signal the end of the game. When you get to the end, it's when somebody's on all these spaces. Whoever's on the first one, you get 1 point for every 3 goods, 1 point for every 4 goods, 1 point for every 5 goods. You also get to perform a market action, which is going to let you go sell goods for tiles. And then you can complete another objective. So while there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 4 harvest spaces, but there's 5 ways to score objectives, 5 cards. So you want to make sure that you're completing those every time you can, because you're going to score a pile of points. Then after that, you're going to look at all the points. Whoever has the most points is the winner, and I think the tiebreaker is whoever's farthest along the end track. So it would be whoever would be on this front track. If there was a tie, they would be the winner. That's how you play Alpujarras. Let's go up the top, see what you think about it. All right, well, that was Alpujarras from Dr. Finn. Yeah, this is good. So this, first off, I want to say, this is actually a bigger box than most of the games that he puts out. Most of them are probably, they could fit inside this box. So I just wanted to mention that, because big box games from Dr. Finn, that's an exciting concept right there. So this feels like a big board game. It feels a lot different than a lot of the other games that Dr. Finn has made. I don't know how to explain that. I'm doing a poor job, but he does a lot of smaller 2-player games. I think maybe the biggest game that he's designed might be, I don't know, School of Sorcery or Biblios or something like that. Still small box, but they feel like big games. This one, however, is a bigger box and feels like a bigger game. It feels like a board game. It feels like, you're farming, you're picking up and delivering, you're collecting resources, you're selecting actions. You're doing so much stuff in this game that while, yes, it's a bigger box than normal, it's still not a huge box game, but it gives you those same feels. So I just wanted to mention that right here because that's exciting to me. If this is the path that he's going to continue to go down, sign me up. So let's talk about the game. So what I was playing here, I believe, is a prototype. I'm not 100% sure. It was in Shrink, so probably a pre-production, pre-Kickstarter copy. I know there were a few rules tweaks he was planning on making on some of the rules. It doesn't affect the gameplay that I showed you, but he'll be cleaning up the rules a little bit and changing how I think a section of the tile looks. But yeah, this is what it is at its heart. Effectively, is an area control game. You're trying to get your farmers down into the different farmlands, into the cities, to deliver, score the in-game goal cards, to just have the most money at the end of the game. But it's got that Takedo thing. I always call it the Takedo thing. I know there's other games that have moved where you can move as far as you want forward, but you can't go backwards, like Heaven and Ale, that type of thing. It does that, so you can choose where you want to go, but the person in the back gets to keep taking action. So if you jump far ahead, you're going to be waiting for a little bit until you can take another turn. So you're trying to balance, I may not really want to do this, but I don't want to wait while other people take 3 turns because I really wanted to do this other thing. So it has that kind of thing going on, which I enjoy. And I like the market spaces where you can sell your fruit for a tile, trying to get different size tiles, trying to collect the same tiles, trying to get farmers into different cities and farmlands so you can score some extra points. I like all that. I like the way the harvest works. The area majority is kind of friendly in a 3-player game and a 4-player game. If it's a tie, when it's your turn to do the harvest, you get stuff. So, multiple people during the area majority part can get some stuff. And these little tokens here, which are on the board, which is the green side, and it goes to the red side, they're going to give you bonuses throughout the game for the first couple people that deliver in that area. Just more incentive to maybe go over there and deliver something you weren't planning on delivering to get some stuff. I love these fruit meeples. Like, they're really nice. I mean, the cherries look like cherries. The apples, green apple. Lemon, looks like lemon. This one's not as fun, but I mean, it's an orange, and orange is round, so that's not as fun. But the grapes are really nice. I like these gears. I don't really understand the Noria part of this theme, but I'm assuming it's just like automation to help get stuff planted and help you farm the field. So I'm assuming that's what that means. But these gears are really cool. There's 2 different sizes. There's a 1 and a 3 size, which is pretty neat. The money is just cardboard, but again, paper, prototype, pre-production. The canal or irrigation piece is pretty fun too. They're just simple little tiles, but I really like that way you're going to make the different colors of farmland better by irrigating, getting different farms out there to make it where you can put down 2 farmers, and maybe you want to get 2 oranges, and now you can because there's 2 orange farms in that field, which is pretty cool. So this game is good. I can't say enough good things. I love everything about it. I can show you these guys too. These meeples are cool. Just like, customized farmer meeples, which I appreciate. I like this game a ton. I've played it at 3, only 3. I've never played it at 4, and I haven't played it at 2. But I would assume at 2, though I need to mention this, there's a die. So the die is going to always be the farthest back, and you're going to roll it, and it's going to move onto the track that many spaces to take up some room. So it's going to simulate a 3rd player moving around the track, clogging up some of the actions. That's all it does, but it just makes it tighter. Otherwise, 2 players, you could just keep going back and forth and be able to do whatever you want. So there is that. In a 4-player game, you're going to be using the other side, and it's going to probably be a little tighter. Because there's still 4 spaces. And there's 4 spaces in a 3-player game, so it's probably going to be a little tighter. I don't know. I haven't played, but just speculation. So yeah, this is good. When this is on Kickstarter, if this looks any bit interesting to you, and you're already a Dr. Finn fan, this is one you need to check out. So I'm going to give this a BGM Accept the Seal an 8 out of 10 on BGG, which is a 4 out of 5 wrenches on an arbitrary wrench scale. That means absolutely nothing. But we like to give it the games that we enjoy, and that's what I'm going to do. So there'll be a link to the Kickstarter in the video description once this is live on Kickstarter. But until then, you can just check out the video and get pumped. So this is Alpujarras from Dr. Finn's Games. I'm Jason with the Board Game Mechanics. And as always, keep gaming.